This room will be our largest committee room. Prior to that, our largest committee room was down on the 4th floor. And for 4 of our largest committees, our Appropriations Committee, Education Committee, Energy, and the Finance Committees, the public was not actually able to sit in the same room that the committee meeting was taking place in. They had to sit in 2 overflow rooms and watch the meetings on TV. And so this lets all the public for those meetings sit in the same room that the committee is taking place. So Appropriations, again, will be in here, Energy, Finance, and Education. So that was our main goal with this room was to have access where everyone can sit in the same room that the meeting is taking place. The Senate and the House each received $3.5 million for renovations to the old court space in the Capitol building. The cost of this room is a little over $1 million of the $3.5 million that the Senate received. We started this process really almost a year ago, working with the architects and the engineers on the design, and worked all through last session just on the layout of the rooms and things like that. And then construction really started in June. About a week after session ended, they came in and started tearing down all the drop ceilings in this room and all the walls that were here previously, and getting the room restored to its original historic scope. Well, we're standing in what used to be the Court of Criminal Appeals, and when the Court of Criminal Appeals was here, they had 5 judges here and all of their staff. We've moved 6 senators down to this area along with their executive assistants, and then made some small renovations to what used to be the Court of Criminal Appeals courtroom. We moved a new bench into the courtroom that matches the old one, so we have 2 benches in there now instead of 1. We can seat a total of 12 people, and so what we're planning on doing is having our Judiciary Committee, our Public Safety Committee, our Public Safety and Judiciary Subcommittee, our General Government Committee, and our Agriculture Committee in this room. We're very happy that the second bench that we stuck in here it's built in pieces so it can be moved out. It was really the only substantial change made to the courtroom, so at any time we can have the original historic look back in the courtroom if the court would choose to come over and use the room for some kind of an event. And then one of the biggest things that we did in this area that we're the most proud of is just restoring the plaster work in the ceiling here. A lot of the plaster work was knocked out and a drop ceiling installed in order to put in air conditioning decades ago when the units were much larger. And so now with just being able to use a lot smaller units and just rearranging the space, we were able to restore a lot of the architectural features that were original to the area. So we're very proud of that. We have 6 senators down here. We have 4 of our Republican members and 2 of our Democrat members that are down here, and so far everyone seems to be really enjoying the offices. They've got a great look to them. We've tried to restore some of the original architecture in those rooms as well. When the courts were in here, they had also put drop ceilings in those offices and covered up the tops of all of the windows in the rooms. So the tops of the windows were cut off, the bottoms of the windows were cut off with cabinetry, and so we've opened all that back up and tried to restore that as much to the original look as what we feel we can as well. The 3rd floor area of the Capitol is what's referred to as the fishbowl. Prior to the Senate taking possession of it, the House had it for many years. They had close to a dozen members that had offices up in that area. They had built out, just as a necessity and need for space, some offices out into the historic hallway up on that floor. The hallway is about 15 to 20 feet wide, and they had built offices out into all but about 3 feet of it. And so we have knocked all of those offices out, restored the hallway to its original look, or as close as what we think we can get. Also, the original coffered plaster ceiling had been knocked out of that hallway to drop air conditioning units, so that plaster's been restored in the ceiling and on the walls. Also, the marble flooring in that area, just over the years, carpet had been laid on top of it, tile had been glued on top of it, and so we've done quite a bit of restoration to the marble work on that floor as well, just to get the floors back to the original look as well.